And I think we are just about ready for our runner of the evening, fcoughlin, or Fred, who is coming in with that Zelda 1 randomizer. So I will pass it on over to Fred. Well, hello there and welcome. We're looking forward to your run this evening. Very excited to see Zelda done fast and done well, of course, by one of the very best in randomizer excitement here. So whenever you're ready there, take it away. Let us know a little bit about that run.
All right, good evening.
And we're just waiting a quick moment here. And hope... Oh, you're all good to go there.
Okay, perfect. Good evening, everyone. So glad to be here tonight. I am here tonight to give you a fun run here of Zelda Randomizer here on this lovely, awesome, skip the Stigma thing here tonight. Apologies, I'm having issues tonight. I need more caffeine. We're going to be doing some fun here. We have, thanks to all of your generosity, we are going to basically be playing with Valentines % flags, which means it's regularly going to be a regular randomizer. You're going to see all the stuff shuffled up that we're supposed to be hearing, but you're also going to get to see lots of fun stuff, including, but not limited to, Cave Shuffle, all that stuff, and we have to pick up a lot of extra stuff because of all of your generosity. Something else, we're gonna take the princess out for dinner, or in this case, maybe we'll take something else out for dinner here because we're a lovely little Gibdo here. We're gonna have to take the kidnapped out for dinner. We need to bring a lot of love. We have to get all 16 hearts. We have to bring food and a beverage. Nice glass of red potion, a lovely bit of bait. We might have to bring some jewelry along as well, so including everyone's favorite thing here, the red ring. A power bracelet maybe to get along with, and well, we gotta read her some poetry. We'll bring along a book, and it's a candlelit dinner, so we need to have a red candle. So basically everything red in the game, we're gonna have to collect by completely random chance. I happen to choose the red shirt for tonight, so thank you all for not making me look like a fool for choosing to dress in red. And let's get started here in a second. We can go get started here in 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, got a good average start here. So we're starting pretty much in the middle of the map. The overworld shuffle, if you notice, normally you don't see enemies like the gorillas on the overworld. Well, yep, their enemies have been shuffled around a bit. So we're going to see some enemies on the overworld that we don't normally see. And we're just a little Gibdo wandering through Hyrule. There's Darknuts on the overworld. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun This is already going to be a fun one. This is the absolute worst that we could be seeing here. So, very first thing of our importance is to try to get ourselves a weapon. Just running around Hyrule as a bunch of bandages is absolutely great. We do kind of need to care about this shop because they do sell the bait here. So we're going to mark that down in our handy-dandy tracker that I do on a piece of paper that I use, and we're going to dodge these P-hats and try to keep going here to try to get ourselves into there. Oh, lovely. That lovely Octorok there just apparently tends to read it. And that was probably one of our door repair messages, so that would take an unknown amount of money away from us. Fortunately for us, we don't have money. So we just get to sit here and go in there, and he's like, okay, give me your money. And I'll say, okay, well, I got nothing. And it's our first... Oh, you son of a monkey. Okay. The large secret can range, by the way, folks, anywhere from 50 to 150 rupees. We got one of the lowest possible values there possible. We got a 55 secret there. Okay, so there's the inferior ring that we're probably not going to care about. The one thing we might care about there is the fact that there is a key available in that shop, but that's a very expensive key, so we would really like to avoid doing that. Okay, now we got to dodge through here. Can you let me through? Thank you. And we found a level. Level 8. This is going to be a fun level to be in. We're probably not going to make it very far. Okay, we're definitely not going to make it very far because we don't have a weapon. But we want to at least explore our head around. It's possible we could find ourselves a staircase with an item. Maybe we'll find... Okay, we find a quick key, for example. We can see our moblins have relocated themselves to the dungeon. And, well, they've decided they want to go chameleon and hide themselves. And we're not going to really be able to do anything else. We're going to save our progress here and come back and try to go find ourselves a weapon. Now, the nice thing about this is, you know, we didn't want the. I don't want this game. You know, those of you who don't know Zelda Randomizer here, I am the author of the Zelda Randomizer. So, when we were setting things up here for this, one of the things I wanted to always do is make sure you always have access to a weapon somewhere that's easy to get to. So, well, I guess easy is a very relative term. So we always will let the wood sword be in a location that someone will be able, or that you can get to. It's just an open cave. You don't need weapons. All you need to do is just walk into the entrance for it. Not this one, though. That's our mid-secret. Thankfully, compared to earlier, that's better than average. That can range from anywhere from 25 to 40. It's 36, which means that we will at least have a decent amount of money here. Oh boy. Well, we're going to buy ourselves a candle. We want to have a weapon.
Time to mention a couple of donations that have just come in. Perfect. So we have one here.
Oh,
from
absolutely.
Stevie O for $250. An amazing donation, and it says,
"Oh my
Good
gosh!
luck with
Thank
the
you so
campaign,
much,
you guys.
Stevie.
Thank you so much, Stevie O, for that." Definitely. And we have one other one that's come in from Boofenbune that is a $50 donation with the comment that says, "Quick, yell at Fred for me. Surely he will not miss a thing during this fine run."
I will not miss a thing, but I need to ask her to stop calling me Shirley.
Can we get some hype in chat? We just actually reached the $2,000 mark on this fundraiser. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated during all this. It's, as I've been just watching the results during the day in between work and other things, and it has absolutely floored me to see just how amazingly awesome this community is. Of course you're there. Now, normally, actually, this is a good thing, because again, normally during the speedrun, you saw there were 3 options in that cave. There was a potion, there was a candle, and there was the heart container. Now, normally, as a speedrunner, I'm going to say to myself, okay, I want the candle in that situation. But we're playing under Valentines % rules, which means I have to check every single... Okay, I need to check every single... I have to collect every single heart. So, if I had grabbed the wrong thing there, I would not have been able to finish the run under these rules. So, it's a good thing that we did, and we just found another one of these caves. So we will take the heart container here. Can't take the potion. We will have to purchase a potion later on as part of the requirements here for this run. And we're going to try to be efficient here on our routing. We did pick up a candle. Okay, going to write down that that's also there if we need it. We have picked ourselves up a candle. But the main thing we're going to be trying to do here as we go through is apparently find level 1, which could be a great place for us to explore. And of course, you're not a great place for us to explore because you've got bunnies in it, and we can't hurt those bunnies yet. So we need a sword or something else to be able to really be able to hurt them. So we're going to come back here later. This game does not like us so far today. Yeah, I was mentioning earlier, I am the one who's the author here for the Zelda Randomizer. I guess we hit our 4 any rows. Oh, that's beautiful. Hits our start screen. Which means that now if we decide to... Oh, gosh, watch out. I don't like dark nuts. Go away. There we go. Whew. So nicely, this takes us... got one that takes us up to the corner of the map there, so we'll be able to explore that area a little bit further on if we need to. I'm just going to take a slightly different path here now because I really want to try to find an open cave that has our sword. So again, normally we're just primarily looking for those open caves because I have a candle, I'm going to try to be efficient. Okay, sir. Yes, that is technically a sword, but I can't actually grab that. That is the magical sword. You can only pick it up if you have between 10 and 14 hearts. We don't know the exact number that we'll need to be able to pick it up. We do want this letter right now. The letter is actually kind of important because we are going to have to buy ourselves a potion, so that way we can provide the fine beverage for our date at the end of this run here. And right now, Alright, so this is in fact our door repair, by the way, and it's actually, that's actually really lucky. The door repair can normally range anywhere from 15 to 25 rupees. That door repair is only 15 rupees. So this is actually going to be nice for us because there are a couple of things we're going to have to buy during the course of this run. We get to do it! We're safe. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's gamble. I'm in the mood. Let's go middle. I chose poorly. It was worth a shot. You never know. You might someday get something good. I figure, you know, we're going to probably lose the money anyway to a door repair somewhere along the line, so it was worth a shot at it. So standard gamble, you know, risk 10, lose 34, possibly gain a little bit of money, and find level 7 conveniently at the same time. Now, I haven't had a chance to really explore a lot of these dungeons yet, mainly because I don't have a weapon. One of the things I'm looking for as I'm exploring these dungeons is the fact we're not going to be able to kill this room. So we're just going to take advantage of this and leave. One of the things we will be looking for that will actually be important to us is the map. In the early versions of the Randomizer, when I was working on it, the maps were still the same as the vanilla shapes. So you go into level 1, it would look like the eagle. Level 2 would look like the moon. Oh boy, our small secret is 4 rupees. Let's drop down a bit. But normally that's what you would do. You'd go about and you would know the shapes of the levels, which is great. But then we started seeing, well, people just know where they are really quickly. Oh, I'm definitely in this level. I know where to go. And the map as an item became really useless. So we have an algorithm. We generally refer to it colloquially as shapes. Oh, recorders here. Beautiful. But we refer to the algorithm as the shapes algorithm, where it will generate its own dungeon maps. So you will be seeing here pretty shortly as we go through Hyrule, when we start getting into dungeons we find maps. You'll be seeing us... That was a really good aim by that gorilla there. But you'll be able to see us, hopefully, discover some unique dungeon shapes as we're playing through things here. Alright, we are taking hugs left and right, but that's still okay. And again, our goal here is we're still trying to hunt for these open caves here. There we go, perfect. We have our sword. Now we have offensive firepower. We're going to be in great shape to hopefully go forward here. And we get more bombs even. Beautiful. I was actually keeping track of my global counter correctly here, so that's nice. So, with that knowledge, now we get to just start exploring the world. We're going to have to try or get ourselves... Oh boy, I don't like gorillas. Okay, good. So apologies for the beeping. Hopefully we will fix that soon by finding a level. Okay. Not quite the level I wanted to see.
That comment about you not liking
we'll
gorillas personally.
Oh, I'm sorry. There are exceptions. There can be good gorillas. There can definitely be some good gorillas. No, absolutely. Oh, you son of a monkey. Really? Oh, boy. Okay, so, I was mentioning earlier there's certain items that are required. It appears on this see the ladder will be one of those required items, because we can't get into level 5 without the ladder. Based on process elimination there, it was impossible for us to make any progress in there. So, we're going to be coming in, and we're going to apparently miss burn. We're going to try to get ourselves into another level where hopefully we'll find an item that we can actually use instead. Go away, Dark Nuts. I don't want to hug you. Thank you. Ooh, got a good recorder tune there. Alright, so there's that bait shop again. We'll just write that down. We don't have enough money to buy the bait. We will probably want it eventually. Gonna try to kill some of these gorillas here, get some hearts and bombs. Don't worry, we'll get some food for you in a little bit here,
that brings
gorilla.
me great joy to know.
Hungry, we'll be in good shape for you. We'll try not to feed the actual bait block in the dungeon, ideally, because we do have to hold on to the bait in the end under these rules. If we don't have that, we don't have the bait at the end, we have to go buy a second one. So ideally, we're not going to actually let that gorilla eat it.
A question about
We'll
the enemy bait. I know in the regular game, it's not really super useful except to get rid of that hungry gorilla. Is there any reason that you would think it could be used in and used well in a randomizer run?
Actually, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, you will actually see the bait. The bait actually does have a use for certain enemies. Certain enemies like Octoroks and a couple of other enemies will actually be drawn towards the bait if you have the bait on screen instead of trying to eat you. They might be drawn in towards trying to eat the bait instead, and so they'll cluster around it. So it does have some uses, and especially in certain types of combat, that can be really important to leverage, especially if you're playing like a swordless. Oh, that's an interesting shape here. If you're just playing a swordless seed, for example, you really might want to cluster the enemy so you can try to take rooms out in one shot. So here we are on level 2. Level 2 has 2 items in it. It has a Triforce. Normally it would have the magic boomerang on the floor if you were playing the regular game, and it would have the floor item. As you can see here, there's a lovely little map up here. Those of you who are in the chat, one of the most common questions that people will ask you is basically to try to determine, you know, what shape do you think this level looks like? There are some of those like ink block tests essentially. Get some very unique answers here. I'm trying to figure out exactly what this one's going to be. Okay, so again, our goal is to clear this dungeon out. Nothing too crazy here. It's got a lovely good color here. Free key is good. We want to get our key counts up. We probably will find the magical key at some point during this game, which is basically an infinite key. But you never know what you're going to see where. So any keys we can get now are really good because there will be some key-starved dungeons later, probably. Although I say that, and there are some seeds I've seen people play where they get like 15, 20 keys without too much of a problem here. So, okay, gotta be careful. Oh, geez, there are Lionels in this set. We don't like Lionels. Lionel's swords do 2 hearts of damage. Oh, there's one of our hearts. So we're now up to 6 hearts. Gotta keep track of the fact that we found that, because again, there'll be 2 items. Normally there's a heart on the floor and the magical boomerang. All the items have been shuffled, so thankfully that's not an item, so we don't have to come back to it later. But fortunately, we're able to go through, and our goal here is to be able to pick up both of those items, go get the Triforce, have fun, and then get out of here and move on. Again, we probably will have to pick up everything in these dungeons. There might be a couple of items like, you know, the boomerangs that we don't really need, that no one would ever want to touch. And then otherwise, hopefully we'll be able to get through here, get this Triforce really quickly, and get started. Okay, my favorite item here, bombs. Now for this flag set, again, just for marathon safety of trying to make this not a forever run, all the enemies that you're seeing will have normal health. That's something you can shuffle when you're playing the randomizer. I just, for the purposes of trying to make sure that we could complete a run in a reasonable amount of time, seemed like that was something we should take care of. Oh, there's our other heart. Beautiful. We have now seen both items in this dungeon, so it's a very healthy seed here. You're going to see me poke around a little bit. I'm not going to go into that next room because I don't have a bow to be able to kill that Goma. And our final room here just has a Triforce laying on the ground. Hey, guess what, folks? We already have one of our very Triforces. We're in great shape. I have a sword, too. And a recorder. I should actually mark this whole stuff down. You can tell how often I actually track for myself. I'm normally keeping track of all the tracking on my own piece of paper here, so we'll make sure we try to keep that up to date for y'all. So there we go. 1 level down, only about 7 more to go before we enter level 9 here. So we're going to be checking around to continue trying to see where things go. I kind of tend to play on feel here. Sometimes I'll go through Death Mountain here early. We are up here early. It's not too bad to get up here. Apparently we're running into a lot of door repairs. So apparently they must have visited the local library. They keep talking about all the articles that they've been reading. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's see what the prices of the potions are tonight. So again, there are 2 potions available. Okay, so the cheap one is 42 rupees, which is actually very close to its vanilla price of 40. The expensive one is actually 77, which is a bit more expensive than we normally would want to see there. Normally it's at 68, so it can range any of the shops and items in shops rather can range plus or minus 20 compared to their vanilla values. So hopefully nothing too crazy there. Okay. With the item drops we're getting from those enemies, I now know where I am on the global counter, with my hope being that I'll be able to get a bomb on the next enemy if the pathing works out here. Of course, it's not going to work out. And so, again, we've seen a few levels, but I'd like to at least get a little more exploration before I go back to those other levels. That level 1 that we found earlier is actually incredibly tempting to go to. Level 1 is actually going to have 3 items in it, in this, with the Heart Shuffle-On that we have. So there's a number of different options that are available in terms of what gets shuffled. We can shuffle things like, you know, what's in what caves, what enemies appear, which items are shuffled on the in the world. So there's a lot of options as to what we shuffle here. Okay, that's the expensive bait. I hate the fact that the bomb shop is so expensive there, but we'll deal with it. Let's go continue on. Let's go burn down the forest. Seems like a great time to create some forest fighters, because only this Gibdo can create forest fires. Wait, are we supposed to be creating forest fires or preventing them? I can't remember.
I think preventing, especially because you're a Gibdo. You don't want to catch on fire yourself, because that would be a terrible fate. I will laugh at that pun, only for the purposes of this event.
Can. Okay, so we're down in the middle of the shore there, and we have now found level 6 located down here on the shore. Hopefully we are back now. We do apologize for any of the technical issues we are running into. It is completely the fault on my end for those who are curious about things, so my apologies again about hearing about this. But we have now found our way into level 6. Level 6 was located down here on the southern shore. We are trying to see if we can make our way through without anything too crazy here. Again, there are going to be 2 items in here. It looks like this is our Moblin set again, which is actually really nice because so far this isn't that bad of a... This hasn't been too bad of an enemy set. Of course, I'm scared because we still haven't seen everyone's evil favorite friends of Doom, the Wizrobes, yet. So again, there'll be 1 item on the floor somewhere in this dungeon. There will also be a staircase item. We're going to do our best to explore this dungeon as best as we can. It might work out well. It might be a terrible decision. But we're looking for any room which possibly has a push block. This is one of them. If this is a push block, in level 6, there's 3 staircases naturally. There's 1 staircase. Okay, we just got a raft off the floor. Never mind. So, there we go. So that's a good thing. So that now means that we're just going to be looking for a Triforce. And for our item, that is going to be somewhere... Oh, there's a bomb upgrade here. I want that bomb upgrade. I can't buy it. I'm 5 rupees short. Oh, okay, so there's our Triforce. Now, normally, I would say, okay, I'm just going to grab this and go. Because of the fact that we know we have to clear this, we have to get every single item and that this could easily be a heart container, I'm going to be exploring a little further into the dungeon and keeping a note of where that room was so that way we can come back to it. Oh, Patra! Oh, poop. Patras are annoying. They're normally an enemy in level 9. They do 2 hearts of damage on contact to you until you have some form of defensive upgrade, which we don't currently have. And they're just generally a pain in the bottom. Stay away from me. I don't want to die. Because, of course, we're fighting it on a wood sword here with green mail. So we're going to take, as I said, 2 hearts of damage from any one of these heads that comes through. And, of course, I'm just trying to be careful not to die. Come on. There we go. That's 2. But this is a staircase, a room that can potentially have a staircase in it. So we would like to end this Patra, so that way hopefully we can take the staircase here. We can hopefully find an item here. We're going to do what's called a block clip here. You're going to see me do, where we're going to come in, cut through the block, if my fingers will allow me to do so. And then basically we're just going to walk around. The block clip was not cooperating with me there. So we're going to come up here and check this staircase. It is, of course, a transport staircase instead of an actual item. Now, nice thing is for us at this point, ooh, I've got some bombs there. Can explore. We don't have to use up our key, ideally. Somewhere in this level is our floor, as I said, is a staircase, but we've seen the item that was on the floor. There'll normally be the heart container that would be corresponding to the boss somewhere on the floor. We also have the item from the staircase, so right now we're just looking for that staircase item. That can be in any of these types of rooms. We're going to try to clear this room out because that room does have a push block. Pretty much any room that has push blocks in the has stairs in the middle can have push blocks, or has a block in the middle can have a push block. We're going to try not to die to our friends here while they're attacking us. Why do they not like us? Oh, there we go. So hopefully this is our item. And it's something we might need as part of our requirements here. And also a very useful item to get, the red ring.
What a wonderful find.
Red ring quadruples your defense.
I was just going to say, what a wonderful find for you.
Oh, absolutely. We love getting the red ring there. So that means that pretty much, hopefully, we'll be able to tank most of this coming through. This enemy, this with our Gibdo here, we will now be able to. We won't be burning anymore. We'll just be able to race through to get our Triforce. I believe it was in this room here. No, this was the raft. It was one room south. Yep, absolutely. This is definitely required for this incentive. Again, we need all things red. We now have our jewelry for the princess, and we have our Triforce out of level 6. That was probably one of the most efficient level 6s I think that I have had in quite some time.
And now your Gibdo also looks just like you with that lovely red shirt on.
Exactly. He's got to dress up. Got to dress up on to the nines for the occasion. Only problem is he doesn't always want to go out, on dates. He might just want to go home and spend some time with his mummy. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. Anyway, so we're going to continue to explore here. We're going to wrap back to some of those levels we saw previously, but we're going to still do a little bit of exploration in the process here. Of course, with that 4 rupees, now we can go afford that bomb upgrade. It's just we do need some other items first. The book is on the coast. Ooh, that's going to be an exciting one. We definitely want to get that ladder as soon as possible because there's 2 things the book does on this flag set. There's a number of features that the book can do when you're setting up these flags that we've enabled, because normally what the book is supposed to do in the vanilla game is that the book makes it so that way when you have the wand and you use the wand shoots fire. And that's absolutely great. Except for the fact that the wand, that fire you can run into, and it really doesn't hurt the enemies that much. So pretty much having that having the wand does the exact opposite of being helpful, and more likely to cause more pain to you on your speed runs. Well, we, at suggestions of some people, have made some of the book options to be a little bit more fun. So one idea that was had was to make the book an atlas. So if you have the book, you will actually have every single map in the game, which is really helpful, especially when you have these shapes dungeons that have the very unique shapes associated with them that we need to do. One other option, which is also on for this seed, is to make it so that way, if you notice, every single old man who we've been seeing so far has been talking about reading things for the articles. Well, that's because we can't understand the old men and the creatures in the seed until we get the book. At which point, then we will actually be able to understand what gibberish they're saying. So it serves as a actual Rosetta Stone for us. All right, and there's that level 1. Oh boy. I'm trying to figure out exactly what shape what we should call that one there. Oh, here's another heart container. Beautiful. Man, we're actually getting the hearts early here. This is kind of scaring me. There's gonna be like some terrible thing, coming up here soon. But we already have one of our floor items there. Okay, we can kill that enemy, but we're not going to do that yet, just because we have we don't want to get the Triforce, because we have to get all the items out of the dungeon anyway to try to make sure that we achieve our objective. Oh, I like that one there that I see in chat. There was a suggestion this is that you need oil in your car light. I really like that one. Like I said, the creativity that some of these ink blots come up with, you know, in terms of what the shapes look like, it's always fun to see what people think of it. So now these rabbits can do 2 hearts of damage to us. Our goal here is just to, you know, tank that now that we have the red ring. Now we only take half a heart of damage on that, so we kind of get a little sloppy sometimes in our fights. And our goal now is just take these out quickly, try to get the remaining items. There can still be a floor item, so that's part of the reason we want to make sure we check this dungeon. Because who knows? I mean, this is just a key, but it could be our red candle. It could be another heart. It could be a boomerang.
I was going to say that I think that map looks like a steaming bowl of soup, which is delicious.
Ooh, I like that one too. Ooh, that sounds yummy.
Year.
Dang, now you're making me hungry.
That's what I do on various places that I frequent, is bring the hunger around, apparently.
All right. So what we're going to do... I don't know if I want to do this. Oops. Hopefully those of you... Oh, crud, that's going to be an annoying room. Okay, so what we're going to do here is a little trick. Apparently we missed a couple of those bombs. These Dig Dogger heads, you know, it spawns off 1 or 3 of them. We're going to kill one, and we're going to take the... It's actually in the vanilla game, but the game keeps track of the fact that there are enemies in the room. So there's 1 enemy in the room because the Dig Dogger was there. Well, we killed an enemy, and we left the room. So despite the fact that 1 enemy morphed into 3, you know, the game says 1 minus 1 is 0. Hey, guess what? You killed all the enemies in the room. So you can kill one of those little heads, exit the room, and then just come back later. It's a great trick even as well as if you're playing the vanilla speed run of this game, to be able to take advantage of that, because you might, you know, there are a couple of levels, level 7 in particular I think is one where I normally see that, where if you're just short a couple of bombs or just you misplace a bomb, you might want to be able to kill something, and you know, you might need to have an emergency escape path, and that's one thing you can do is just kill one of the heads, leave the room, and then come back in, and then everything will be dead, and you can continue on along your merry way.
Would it?
Because here comes the bomb clip, the ladder clip we're talking about, sorry, the block clip we're going to do there, where we can buffer an input, trick the game into thinking that we are able to walk half a tile further than we're supposed to, and then be able to cut through that block so that way we can go into a staircase without having to actually clear the room. We're still going to clear the room now, but makes it easier.
Would now be an okay time to mention a donation?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, thank you so much. So we have a $50 donation from the Blacktastic, and the message along with that one says, boop. So there you go. And just to let you all know, folks, that any donations that you do make can be targeted towards different incentives that are coming up later in the weekend here. There are some coming up tomorrow afternoon, which is a glitch showcase and exhibition for the SpongeBob SquarePants B4BB run. And there are others as well for Rygar, Super Meat Boy, as well as Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Super Mario World Quiggy World 2. So please do make sure to take a look at those different donation incentives before you do pledge, to make sure that you are putting your money towards something you might like to see later on down the line.
Oh, absolutely. I am so excited for some of these incentives that we're going to be seeing later on during this run. There are several runs that are going to be absolutely phenomenal to watch. Those of you folks who I have not really watched it because I'm still have on my queue to be able to play not Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild there, but one of the things that you'll be seeing Crystal Saver run that game blindfolded. That is an insane enough run as it is, and I believe there's an incentive in there to get a specific mask while blindfolded, and just, to me, the sheer craziness of that is absolutely crazy to see.
I can barely play games with all of my vision intact, so it's really neat.
Oh, you're saying that I completely agree with that. There are some absolutely nuts skills out there, and Saber just has that ability to do this. So we did get in level 1 there. Not sure if the internet allowed us to see it, but we did actually pick up the book. We got the book, we picked up the ladder, which now means we also have the book. So we're now further along our incentive, our paths there towards getting our our full Valentine's Day percent there. So we're going to go check some of these other spots here. But we now have the book, which means if you notice, all the old men earlier were talking about reading things for the articles. Now we're actually going to get actual text from these, which may even include helpful hints that tell us about where things are that we probably have already found, knowing my luck with some of these hints. Okay. Yes. But you were speaking about the Blacktastic there, Bobby. Absolutely phenomenal streamer as well. He'll actually be closing out, I believe, this marathon coming up on Sunday night. So that'll be another amazing run to watch.
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to everything that this weekend has in store. I've always been a little bit on the fringes of speedrunning, never quite taking speedrunning on in any shape or form on my own. So I've always really enjoyed seeing games played well and played beautifully. So this is a really exciting thing to be a part of.
Yes, this is absolutely awesome. Apologies for my sheer fear here. There's a room that's possibly a staircase in it that just... Okay, we were talking about how some of those dungeons earlier were looking nice. This is clearly an example of dungeons that are not nice and that we're very glad to have a red ring in. So, this dungeon has Wizrobes. It had a blue landmola, which moves very fast and just decided to attack us as soon as we walked into the room. Thankfully, we had the red ring. Otherwise, we would probably be very dead right now. But fortunately, we're through there. We're going to try to put off that room that had all those Wizrobes in it, hoping that we won't ever have to fight it at all. Spoiler, we are almost certainly going to have to go fight that as we fight through the magic lamp. I feel like this is a magic lamp, like an Aladdin magic lamp that I'm going through right now. Oh gosh, there's Wizrobes. Have I ever mentioned I don't like Wizrobes?
I don't know that there's a single person out there that likes them. I know for me, the vanilla game gets really hard starting in level 6, and...
Yep, that's the introduction of them. So what you're seeing me do, by the way, those of you wondering what I just did there, I left the room on purpose. It turns out that the game, obviously when you clear a room, when you exit a room, the game keeps track of the number of enemies that you've killed so far. So, okay, I've killed a couple of, I killed this I killed, a Tektite. But the game doesn't actually keep track of which specific enemies you killed, just the quantity of them. So you can actually exit and re-enter these rooms and try to see that maybe it won't be the Wizrobe. As you can see here, it's the like. So we're actually able to skip completely checking that, having to fight that Wizrobe just by ducking in and out of the room a couple of times. So it's absolutely a great way to be able to do this. Oh, joy, we got Compass here. And, of course, the Triforce is completely on the other end of the dungeon. If there's anyone who's actually surprised by this news out there, please raise your hands. I expect we'll be able to count them on probably less than the number of fingers on one hand. But we're still going to continue our search here through the dungeon because we do want to get our items. It's possible, again, that the items we get from this dungeon won't be needed, but I'd like to make sure of that because, we never know what we're going to be able to see. Oh, and we get this scary room that normally is very scary. Actually, this is honestly one of the best rooms to fight. If you're going to fight a Wizrobe, this is one of the best rooms to fight a Wizrobe in because these Wizrobes, they tend to get stuck. They tend to start saying, hey, we're just going to try to go after Link here. And they just keep going around in a pattern, and you don't have to worry about taking any damage from them. Oh my, and we have just found the bow on the floor in this dungeon. Very exciting find. Absolutely needed to be able to beat the game. Unlike Link to the Past, where there is a glitch that allows you to go through and beat the game without silvers, we do require having the bow as well as silver arrows in order to be able to clear the dungeon. We're still going to clear this room out, even though it can't actually have any of the key items that we need, just because our likes here could potentially be guarding a key or maybe some precious bombs. Lovely stuff that would be able to help us get through everything. Yep, just a key right there. Again, we have 4 keys. Again, I'm expecting as part of clearing this map that we are going to, at some point or another, get the full clear of the dungeon. Oh, that's actually, well, except for the fact that we've already seen that. So that hint right there, the game does have some helpful hints in it. You saw that lovely old man tell us that Dig Dogger gazes in the dead woods. That tells us a hint as to what area the map level 5 is in. That would be a wonderful hint, except we've already seen level 5. As usual, just a little bit too late. There's a Goma. We could kill that. We have the money. We just need to actually have arrows to be able to kill. Oh, I don't want to fight. I don't feel like fighting this room. And we don't need to do that. Let's go. And here's our item. We don't actually have to kill that other Wizro room. Beautiful. Sometimes the seed actually decides to be nice to us. And then other times the seed turns out to make us curse the offspring of simians. Ooh. We have upgraded our light source as well at this point. So actually, at this point, all we're really looking for is the power bracelet in terms of what we need, and then some hearts in terms of what we need for our goal here of completing the game with the full Valentines percent. So this is actually potentially could be really good. Of course, the downside is that one or both of those hearts could be in staircases in level 9. Oh yeah, we also might need the silver arrows to actually beat the game, but no one cares about the silver arrows, right? We don't actually need to beat the game, right? We'll go with this theory.
Out of curiosity, just for the sake of my own curiosity, I guess, is when you're searching these dungeons, because you can just randomly find things lying on the ground, do you have to search every single room and defeat most enemies, or are there some indications of rooms with specific enemy types that you would focus on, or?
A lot of times when you're going through those rooms, what you will end up seeing is that dungeons have, what it turns out to be is that, as the way the game is coded, dungeons can drop items in one of like 4 different spots. It turns out in some dungeons, there'll be rooms that we've seen those spots drop things where there can't be a drop in there. So sometimes you'll see me skip certain rooms because just with the way the dungeon layouts fall, the items we might have already seen where that is. So that's why sometimes you'll see me skip certain rooms when I'm trying to play through the game quickly here, is that we might say, oh yeah, this room can only drop this drop, or this room might only drop a drop in level 1, or this room can only be a staircase, and I've already found the staircase that I need. Oh gosh, that is an ugly level 8. That is a big level. And for those of you who haven't seen the red candle before, basically red candle is an infinite use candle. So you can use it as many times as you want. You can have 2 flames active on the screen at a time, as opposed to the blue candle, which you can use once per screen. Ooh, sewing machine. I do like that as an option. I'm feeling almost like I think I'm a little bit inspired by one of the upcoming runs. It almost looks like one of the enemies from Bubble Bobble to me personally. I can see that right now.
The little blue guys?
Yeah, I think so. Like one of those blue ones that flies around. I feel like this almost definitely fits one of those. Which I believe tomorrow night, I think that's the closing run of the night. That's another one of the runs I'm really looking forward to seeing. I believe Darkwing Duck's on that run, and that's going to be another entertaining run to watch. So, yeah, there's so many good runs this weekend. Like, I can't even name them all. If I try to list out, my favorite 5, I'm not going to be able to stop until I'm at least at 10 runs. That's how awesome this event is looking so far. Oh boy, our friends the Dodongos. One of my favorites because of bombs. But Dodongos, as a kid, one of the tricks that we always thought were, okay, you have to feed it 2 bombs each, and then when you have rooms with 3 Dodongos, well, that's a lot of bombs. It turns out if they get hit the smoke from a bomb, they get stunned. And while they're stunned, you can actually stab them, and it's virtually guaranteed to be a bomb drop, with 1 or 2 minor little exceptions. So it happens to be a really nice way to be able to fill up your bombs very quickly, and is absolutely great for killing them for speedrun stress, because you get some really cool quick kills that way with them.
Yeah, thank you for explaining that, because I've seen that a lot in speedruns of this game and obviously in the randomizer, and I never quite understood exactly what was going on there, because I still pump them full of bombs and do the slow way. And it seems like it takes forever, and until you get some of those bomb upgrades, you're just sitting there biting your nails, wondering if you're going to run out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially when you're playing the vanilla game there, as you're wandering around your favorite dungeon there, level 7, there's a lot of rooms with 3 Dodongos, and that costs you 6 bombs at a pop if you don't know how to do that. There's a whole bunch of weird techniques, things that have been discovered over time with this game that people didn't know about a while ago that have been discovered and now can be used all the time for speedruns. Like, for example, the infamous hint that came in level 8, way too late for everyone to actually be able to understand it, was 10th enemy has the bomb. No one ever stood for the longest time what that meant. What happens is, normally in this game, their enemies are parts of drop groups. So there's 4 basic. There's a generic group essentially. There's a rupee dropping group. There's a health group, and then there's a bomb dropping group. So you'll sometimes often see me focus at certain points on trying to kill those enemies that can drop bombs at certain times, because I know that enemy is part of a drop group, and I know basically the game looks at how many kills have you done since the start of the game, and based on the 1's digit of that determines what the drop will be. That's part of the reason when you see a speed run, runners will always try to kill the bomb dropping enemies at the very first enemy that they kill, because the bombs will drop on 1, 6, or 8. So you'll sometimes see the enemy, the players go for that first bomb, and when that fails, they reset. Get our heart right here, which means that we are now 1 of our 3 items out of this dungeon. So again, that's where, that's what they call the global counter, is just how many total kills have there been. Just look at the 10th digit on that, and that'll tell you, what the enemy can drop. Now, it turns out there's also a second counter in the game called the consecutive counter, which keeps up how many enemies have you killed since you took damage. And it turns out, if you kill 10 enemies in a row, and you don't take damage, no matter what that enemy was supposed to drop, it will instead drop a 5 rupee for you. But if you kill that 10th enemy with a bomb instead of doing that, maybe we can actually demonstrate that here. We're at 1 on the kill. Wait, this is me. We're never going to build up we have 0. Yeah, we're never going to actually build up a count here. So I'm not even going to try to demonstrate that right now. But basically, if you kill the 10th enemy not with your sword or a regular weapon, but you use a bomb to kill it, it will give you, instead of giving you that 5 rupee drop, it will give you a bomb drop guaranteed. So you'll actually see runners do something that we refer to as forcing bomb drops by killing 9 enemies, keeping track of that, and then killing the 10th enemy with a bomb instead of killing it with a sword or a candle or something else. I'm getting really good bomb luck here, so it's not like I'm really able to demonstrate what's going on here, but that's basically the happened there. And so once speedrunners learned that was a way to be able to get bombs on a much more regular basis, it became so much easier for us to be able to, nope, 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 nope. We're not touching that boomerang. That thing deserves to burn. We're done with that boomerang. That is not a requirement, thankfully, in our run here. Okay, so at this point, we have seen both staircase items in this dungeon. So we are looking for 2 things left. There will be 1 room that will have a floor drop of an item, and then there will be our Triforce. So we're looking for both of those right now. Okay, so we can bomb out of here.
So would you say then maybe that one of the largest barriers to learning this speedrun, even just without the randomizer factor, would be learning the counts? Or is there anything else that you would say to anybody maybe wanting to learn the speedrun? I mean,
if you're going to learn the speedrun, it is not... Knowing the counts is definitely a useful tool, but certainly not needed in terms of, when you're first starting to run out to speedrun. It's something that will, over time, certainly benefit you to understand, but... geez, these dongos are being jerks. But certainly not something that you would need to do. There are a number of routes that are out there that are actually pretty friendly, typically, for initial runners to go through. So if you go in and there's some blue ring routes. Runners have taken those, easily to get, sub 40 times. I think actually, if I remember correctly, I remember Unos getting in a route where you get the blue ring, and the blue ring, for those who don't know, costs 250 rupees in the normal game. And there are routes that Unos was able to take, that Unos being one of the top Zelda 1 runners out there, period, but he was able to take one of those blue candle routes and actually, I think, achieve a very low 30 time, if not even better than that. So there is the possibility that you could take that route really far. But, it's definitely a route that you can take if you're just wanting to get into the game. You say, oh, I want to go beat this game under an hour, or I want to go beat this game in 45 minutes. There are routes out there to be able to handle that. And usually those routes do have, safeties built into them where, okay, if I don't get my bomb drops, I can go to do this as a backup and pick up some bombs. So it's not... it's a nice tool to have, but certainly not required if you decide you want to get out and start playing this game. And especially true for the randomizer. I will say to you that if you're playing randomizer, you will see some runners go and pick and basically build those counts, but that's still incredibly rare. Typically, just in we're in a dungeon, we don't, I'm running low on bombs. You will see some top runners go and actually pick that up. I'm ignoring the staircase, by the way, because I've seen the others. Again, normally a level 8 will have a total of 4 staircases, 2 with items in them, and then 2 that connect to each other. As I've already seen, all the staircases, that staircase there was a connector back to another staircase I had seen previously. So that's the reason I'm choosing to ignore that staircase here. Oh gosh, and this is a room. This is actually a room that I'm very glad we got that red candle for. Because these enemies are a little bit nasty. More bombs. Okay, so we're still looking for 2 items in this dungeon. We're looking for a floor item and that Triforce. And of course we're having to clear every single room because why would we get lucky and just get the items nice and early together? And that's the Triforce, but again, I have not seen the floor item yet, so I do need to explore a little bit further. I could skip it. I could actually take a gamble and skip that as an item, but again, with our Valentine's Day requirements, it's probably a heart container. And if I skip it, and it turns out to be a heart container, then, well, we won't be able to finish the seed. We wouldn't want that. We want to take the kidnapped out for a lovely evening through Hyrule. Okay, just look at our map, make sure where we're going. So we know where that Triforce is. This is one of the hardest bosses in the game. You get your 10, pick up your 10 rupees there. Interestingly enough, it is actually coded essentially as a boss behind the scenes on that. So it's an enemy that you're able to kill. You're able to kill all the once you pick up the rupees and finish that off, then it counts as a kill in the room, and if there's a drop, you can get that. We picked up our compass there. We just did a ladder clip, which is the same idea as one of those block clips that you've been seeing me do sometimes. It's basically you do a 1-frame tap somewhere, and by doing that 1-frame tap, you're able to basically trick the game into forgetting to check that, oh yeah, are you at the edge of a block? And as a result, the game says, oh nope, I'm not there. Let's go have some fun. You can keep walking. Oh, whoa, that was another useful item we require, the power bracelet. There we go. That is absolutely going to be needed here for us. And actually, aside from me, taking this large quantity of money I have and going to buy bait, the only thing we need left at this point, that we have left that we need, is our hearts. There'll be some other items that are useful, but really, we're looking for hearts now. And that may unlock where level 4 is. We don't know exactly if we're going to do that, because the power bracelet does lock 4 locations on the overworld. And it could be that one of those locations will in fact hold our final level that we've seen. It may also hold the White Sword Cave. So we're actually making some pretty dang good progress here. This is nice.
Yeah, I was just...
If I wanted to, I can even go back to start and try to see if I can get that that wood sword, or that magical sword from start 2 if I really want.
I was just going to say, all other things barred, that bracelet could serve doubly as supper. Because I've always seen it as a croissant instead of as a bracelet.
Oh, yep. You are not the first person to see things that way. Yeah, we're going to pick up this potion now. Hopefully I will not forget and actually drink it. If I drink it, I will have to come back because, again, if you have the red potion and you drink it, it'll turn from blue to red, and from red to blue, and you'll still have one more use. But again, as part of this challenge, we need to have the blue. We need to have the red, the non-blue. All right, actually, You know what? Let's go get a couple of those other levels down here. We're going to do one of the cool little screen scrolls I always like to do. So, screen scrolling, you get to a specific pixel at the end of the screen. You do a one-frame tap with your controller. And that allows you to walk through from one side to the other. So we can loop around here. We have a couple of things over here that we have previously done. But we're going to try to go see if we got lucky and we drew an early magical sword here. Let's see. Actually, we have a raft. We should probably check this out while we're here, too. See if this is maybe our last level. And there's also some spots we can burn with a candle. And then we'll loop down to our other levels. Of course, that is not our level. Apparently, our door repair message, which we didn't notice until now, thanks to the hidden text there, is first the Kool-Aid Man, now this. That was a good one. A lot of these hints, these texts, by the way, have come in through our community, which is just absolutely awesome community. People would make suggestions. We have a channel in our Discord for people who suggest, hey, this should be a door repair message. This should be a message that you find somewhere in the game. And so we take them, we cull through them, make sure that they're appropriate, and those ones that end up meeting the needs of the community. Actually, I'm gonna pick up those arrows just in case right now. So now we have the bow. We actually have our regular arrows. We can hopefully keep going here. But yeah, so that's, as I said, that's the great thing about our community, having all of that information in it. So, oh, here's level 3. Beautiful. Level 3 located southeast of level 1. Nice. We've actually seen almost everything.
Would it be okay to jump in with a donation here?
Absolutely.
All right. We have a $25 donation from Crimson Avix, who says that there's too much to put into a short comment, but great job all with this event. And thank you so much for that donation. And as well, folks, just as a reminder, we do have some great donation incentives along with the targets for different cool things that you can see throughout this weekend with some of these runs that are yet to come. There are also many, many prizes to win as well with a minimum donation amount. So please be sure to check out the prizes, and maybe you might get some new art to hang up on your wall or stick somewhere in your house where you can look at it often and take it on in. Thanks very much.
Krim is an amazing part of our community. He's been one of the admins who's helped lead all the tournaments pretty much that we have, has helped organize our Discord. Absolutely wonderful person. It's great, absolutely great to be a friend of, and absolutely looking forward to lots more fun evil madness there as we go together there. But okay, so let's see here. So yes, we're in level 3 now. Again, we have successfully somehow managed to get our one heart container off the floor, so we're looking for our Triforce and the other item. Despite the fact I have 10 keys, I still tend to hoard keys, so I'm sitting here just trying to avoid using all the keys that I can avoid using. So we're looking for a staircase now, and we're looking for our Triforce, but we have not the recorder, we have the compass now. So now we know exactly where we have to go for this. Now, the bomb is technically worthless to us, but I tend to have a policy of no bomb left behind. So, pretty much if I find a bomb drop on the floor, if I'm not coming back to that room, I grab it. Oh, nice, we get the item here. Let's just clear this room quickly, just in case we get another key that we clearly need, because we clearly don't have enough keys. Okay, we got the map instead, so now we can know what the level looks like. And of course, we have 10 keys, and we discover that lovely item. Those of you who do not know, that's an item you don't usually see during a speed run, because during the speed runs of the game, you would have to dig deep into the bowels of level 8 to be able to find the one wall, you have to find a room that has a Goma in it, or you have to kill a couple of Gomas in order to be able to get to a room that has a whole bunch of those pole voice bunnies, and that is our magical key. The magical key, it serves as a, often referred to as the any key, because, well, Simpsons references. And so when you see the any key, basically it will unlock every single door in the game for you. So it's like an all key, essentially. So at this point, I probably actually could just go straight dungeon diving. I've seen all 9 levels at this point. The only thing I'm going to potentially do here is I still kind of want to keep searching because we haven't seen the White Sword Cave. And the White Sword Cave could hold one of our heart containers that we need. Let me see. Hold on a second. I just got to do some quick math here. Now I got to see whether or not we've got all our take any's. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hearts that we've gotten out of dungeons so far. So 12 minus 9 is 6. Rather, 12 minus 9 is 3. 12 minus 6 is 6. Minus the 3, we start with this 3. So actually that does mean that we are... There's still one take any cave out there. So we still have to keep hunting. Let's see. Does 12 swords and hearts enough? 12 is enough. We have obtained our magical sword. For those who don't know the magical sword, what that does for us is it allows us to now have basically quadruple offense compared to the wooden sword. Meaning that now we just have to... all we're going to basically now take is knock off 4 hit points of just about any enemy as we go through the game. So it's absolutely great to be able to come through here, kill things quickly, and hopefully allow us to be able to get ourselves close to our 16 hearts. As I said, even though we know where all the levels are now, we're still going to have to do some overworld exploration at some point here, because we do need to get all 16 hearts, and by my calculations, there's still at least one take any somewhere on this overworld. Well, this is a fun level that exists. Oh, there was a bomb wall here this whole time. It's always that way. Oh, hello, Goma. For those of you who don't know, Goma is that little spider creature. You can kill it with arrows. Takes for the red ones, it takes 1 arrow. For the blue ones, it will take 3 arrows. And great. The Triforce is right next to the next room. We can't get there. We have to take apparently a very long way around to get to this Triforce. So, let's go and find out exactly how crazy this is going to be. All these Zouls that we had seen earlier, they're not too bad. We get to now just quickly kill them. We don't care about, these Vyres, if I'm not getting hit by bubbles. Bubbles, by the way, do take your sword away for about 4 seconds. And for those of you who hadn't seen before, these Pols Voice, normally take a lot of hits with your sword, but we can kill them now with a single arrow. They'll die at 1 hit to any arrow that flies at them, so it's nice and easy to deal with. Patra, why are you a jerk? But these Patras should now go down in a significantly shorter amount of time with this magical sword. Like I said, the magical sword with our red ring, pretty much we are in a mode now where we can just fly through the rest of these dungeons.
So in terms of what to expect from a randomizer seed, are you ever expecting any crossover from the second quest usually if you're doing this type of thing, or are they usually separate?
That's a good question. So we can have certain second quest features available that you could select as part of your options. There is a flag that you can do to have quote-unquote second quest rooms. There's a few unique rooms that show up in the second quest that don't show up in the first quest. There are some things such as, for example, some of the push block rooms where you can push a block that's on the ground, that are in weird spots that aren't in the first quest. Those types of rooms can exist here if you pick that flag. I think I have that one actually active for this flag set. There's also a flag that allows you to have the enemies from the second quest, including the second quest bubbles that everyone loves, which can take away your sword, although we can also randomize the curse that they do. Sometimes there's some other evil curses that the randomizer now allows, including for you to either kill them or make it so that way that you move super slow when you're cursed, or that your controller is inverted. That one is always a painful
that is
one
so
to
mean.
Experience.
It
is. It's. I blame. Is that one? I think that might be one I have to blame Jam on. I'm trying to remember if Jam Eviler was the one who had originally made that suggestion of. I think he may have been the inverted controls suggestion in the first place. It's been a while since we saw that suggestion come in, but basically there's been a few people out there who have come up with ideas, some for very good things, some for very bad. Jam, by the way, for those of you who may not be aware of Jam did run the King's Quest VII run earlier. It was an absolutely fun one to watch as always. But he also was the originator of the quote-unquote boomstick flag that exists in the randomizer, which is basically, instead of the wand shooting fire when you have the book, it gives a bomb explosion wherever it hits instead. That could be an absolutely fun one to do. It's very overpowered because bomb damage basically kills everything incredibly quickly. So in terms of competition, it's kind of a broken flag, but it's absolutely fun to do as quick one-off scenarios. And it's a great one there. So there have been a lot of these ideas for flags that have come in from our community that have just either directly been an idea from one person, or something where... Actually, I want the extra bomb here. We're going to smoke a Dodongo, get our extra bomb here as we go. But there have been ideas that where someone may suggest something, either it comes in directly, or something similar comes out of it, just again based on what people suggest. So that's part of the reason it's cool to, it's one of the best things about doing these types of streams that I'll do is sometimes I'll actually do the coding online, and then that way interact with chat and take ideas and suggestions as we go. That hopefully that some of them end up actually making their way into new features. As I say, we definitely have had some of those. I feel like the current implementations of the book, some of those, at least one of those, Crimson Avix in chat there is the cause of. We had a discussion one day about that, and I believe it was for the Rosetta Stone idea for the old men of how would that work? And then we had that flag to get developed as well as the book as well. I've got to get back. We might see some more coding with Fred's coming up soon here. We definitely have to have a little bit more of that coming up, I think, in the near future. And we're not finding any of these push blocks. We're not finding any items so far in this dungeon. This is kind of crazy. Okay, never mind. I take it back. We got an item. There's our wand. Alright, so now we're only just looking for a quick staircase item here to be able to finish out this dungeon. The wand, again, you can swing the wand. Yes, please, sir. Thank you. I would absolutely love to partake in your bomb offerings. Oh, that was a good bomb upgrade, too. +6 for a reduced price. That is an awesome bomb upgrade. I am very thankful to this game for once. And a required heart. Perfect. Level 7 is done. We can take this and skedaddle off to somewhere else. Hopefully. Let's see if we have a quicker path down. We do not. We're going to have to take a slightly longer path to get back to our Triforce here. Hopefully that room won't be too bad for us to traverse. We should be able to deal at this point with anything in the game. We know we can't bomb in from the right. We can bomb in from above. Okay, perfect. And we just get a free Triforce laying on the ground. We are one Triforce away from having every Triforce and being able to enter level 9. Now, of course, the problem is we still have to go and get all of the rest of our remaining items. Yep, at this point we have gotten every red thing we need. Hearts are really the only requirement left. There are 3 hearts left in the game. There we go. There's my screen scroll. We've actually cleared out the Deadwoods. We're probably going to have to go walk up to Death Mountain, though, before we're all done with things. I'm going to have to go rebuy the bait. We've seen the shop for it. Actually, it'll be pretty close to here. We can hit that on the way up to the graveyard area. This is the screen where level 9 is. Fortunately, we'll be able to, you're like, okay, this is in the middle of nowhere. But this is level 5, which means we'll be able to leverage that recorder to come back here later on. The recorder, oh, that's a level. I feel like that's like a Star Wars blaster or something. Okay, so we don't actually care about that room. But yes, so far, as I said, the main thing we have left to do, we have to go buy the bait, so that way we officially fulfill the requirement. And we have, looks like 3 more hearts to get, one of which I believe will be, if I've done my math correctly, which is always a big if, knowing me, is that we'll have to find 1 on the overworld and a take any, and then 2 from from dungeons in various locations. Level 7 again has 1 staircase plus 1 staircase item. It will actually have 2 transport staircases. Anytime that, as you can see with these levels, when they have a segment like this level 5 does with the bottom segment, it actually has 2 an extra set of transport stairs. So there'll be 2 transport staircases in this level, plus one, plus the 1 staircase for the item, which turns out to be right here. Oh, funny game. Absolutely cute. That's our white sword. It has half of the offense of our current sword, so we really don't want it. You know, we can pick it up. It won't actually do anything. The game is programmed, so that way if you pick up something that would reduce your offense or reduce your defense, you won't actually pick it up. It'll cap things to that maximum value there. But we don't care about that so much. We're just going to now finish exploring here. We have not seen the bait block yet. The bait block could be somewhere. It could be in level 9. Let's just say I'm prepared to handle that in case it comes up. I don't think the bait will be too much of a problem for us. There's a couple of glitches involved that we can leverage in this game. There's a few glitches. Ironically enough, it's actually interesting because this game has... You know, it's been around forever. You feel like there should be some major glitches, but really the screen scrolling, aside from the Famicom any percent per second quest where you can basically do some arbitrary code execution, there aren't really any major glitches in this game that exist. There's the minor stuff like, okay, I'm gonna go do my screen scroll, but there aren't any major glitches, which is still kind of crazy to me after all this time, especially seeing how things, some certain games like Ocarina of Time and a few others, how they've turned... Oh my gosh, there's something we might have needed to beat the game. That, folks, is our silver arrow. So I didn't need to buy those wooden arrows in the first place, but we did need to do this in order to actually beat the game. Which does mean, if I'm looking at my notes correctly here... Oh, I'm sorry, Malchior. There's our bait block. That bait will be perfectly worthless here for the rest of the seed. I think I might have found that, sir. Oh, these Gleox. These Gleox or something. I don't know, those Gleox, those enemies or something. Okay, so we have the Triforce out of 5 here. Okay. So what do we know at this point? We have 3 items left in the game we have not seen. We have not seen we have not seen one of the take any's. So we've seen 3 out of 4 take any's at this point. We have seen so there's 1 take any left. There are our White Sword Cave. Somehow we have not found the White Sword Cave. And then there are 2 items in level 9. So out of those 3, I believe that what we have left, if I'm looking at my notes correctly, we have a magical key left. We have a let's see, we have magical key, not magical key, magical boomerang, and then 2 heart containers left for those 3 items, plus our one missing take any. So we have to explore Death Mountain now, try to find where this is. Hopefully it'll be up here somewhere on Death Mountain. There we go. Okay, that's out of the way. As soon as we find that final take any cave, we are free to enter level 9. And we will have to hunt for the staircases. Our goal will be to find that final staircase. Hopefully it'll actually be achievable. It should be, but you never know. There's very rare situations, technically, where Zelda herself, the kidnapped could actually block our staircase. It's a possibility. It's not very common, but it's something that can happen. So we're going to try to see what we can do here as we hopefully wrap up here crazily soon. Oh, we have to buy that bait. You know what? There we go. We have now achieved the bait. That was the expensive bait. The cheaper bait we saw earlier at 73. In the normal vanilla game, there's a bait shop for 60 and a bait shop for 100. Well, we just decided we're going to take care of that now. So the annoying bit of this could be if it doesn't turn up here, this take any, because now we're going to have to go hunting around, because as I said, I'm fairly certain based on the notes I have taken with my lovely handwriting, I've only seen one of the 2 boomerangs. So the other boomerang should be the one that's in level 9 somewhere. But you never know. Again, we've already seen this. This was one of our take any roads from earlier. There's a couple spots that we have omitted. The infamous forgotten spot has been forgotten by us. as is pretty standard. Fair. There it is. Okay. We can go off to
And
level 9.
while you're making your way over there, would this be a good time to read a few donations out?
Oh, absolutely. We've got the Gemini Man
Wonderful.
tune
So
going.
we have
Go
two
right
donations
ahead.
here. The first one from I'm a Sock for $25. And the message here says that they're donating for a wonderful cause, also donating to make Saber's life a bit more miserable later down the line in the marathon. Good luck. We're all counting on you. And the second one
great.
here
Thank
is
you so
from
much there, Sock.
Classic Gamer for $100, saying, thank you so much to those that have invested themselves into making this marathon happen. It's a great cause and close to many people's hearts. Also, a very special shout out to the one that poured his guts into making his dream a reality. This is only the beginning. Wonderful. Thank you so much to those of you that donated. And one more very quick reminder that we do have 3 prizes to give away today. We have a Ninja Gaiden Ryu Perler for a minimum $20 donation that has been created by Kinda Nerdy Housewife, as well as 2 of the Renaissance's painting prints for minimum $20 donation as well. And you can actually go over to the prize page to see what those are all about. There are a selection of the Renaissance's prints that are visible on the prize page, but you can also have a look at the link there on the prize page that will take you to the full slate of ones that you can choose from if you happen to be the winner. Back to you, Fred. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you. Oh. So if you folks notice, we're hearing a roaring sound right now. Despite being in a room with no boss, it turns out that's because Ganon is in one of the 4 adjacent rooms. Not this room, apparently. This room just happens to be a P-hat that just works here. But the fact that we're hearing that roar says that Ganon is somewhere nearby. And so we are going to be exploring. I think we have now, by process of elimination, figured out Ganon must be in this room to the right, which we clearly will be able to bomb into. Okay, so we have Ganon somewhere nearby that we might be able to get to eventually. Now again, as part of our pathing here, we do have to keep in mind as part of the challenge, in order to beat this dungeon, we have to get everything, including... Okay. So we're also looking for a door, a locked door, that when it opens, or that when we clear all the enemies in the room, does not open. You notice it on the left-hand side of the screen. That's where the kidnapped is actually located. So now we kind of just need to find that one staircase. So right now, we're truly just hunting down a path to get to the beast, because apparently we can't bomb in there. And B, oh, geez, my map's a little bit off. That's okay. We'll fix the map. But B, we're also going to have to try to... Oh, no, we're okay. My map was okay. B, we also have to try to find where this item is going to end up being. I guess let's take a moment and let's go kill the beast. Now, don't forget, we're a Gibdo. Why would we kill Ganon? We don't want to kill Ganon. Instead, we have to kill a princess. So our zombie princess has taken over Hyrule. But fortunately for us, we don't have to worry about her. We will take her out with our silver arrow. And so theoretically, at this point, I could just go walk right up to the kidnapped's room, take care of things, and be all done. But we do still have a task in front of us. We're still missing a lovely piece of heart that we might need in order to be able to beat the game. So we're going to be hunting for a whole bunch more staircases. Maybe this will be it. This could actually end everything here, except that it is, in fact, a transport staircase. Okay, and so that puts us there. One room south of where Ganon had ended up. There's only one room we haven't explored. Do we actually clear this? Nope. You know what? We're just going to go back to start and try to clear the rest of the area out. But yes, in our randomizer, if you choose, there's a number of sprites that can be chosen. We're probably going to actually be opening, I'm probably going to open that up for the community. If the community has more sprites that they want to be able to access. You can see here, if you choose one of the enemy sprites, well, we replace that enemy with the Link sprite. So we have zombie Links running around this dungeon here. Actually, let me just take that so that way I can rule out another staircase. We have our zombie Links running around this dungeon, trying to, you know, spread all sorts of love here. Okay, so that takes us up here. There might be a staircase here. Let's get out of here. We can't bomb north. Wow, that's a trolly little section of 2 rooms. Okay, this is a trolly little room. Let's just get out of there. Okay, so we don't really want to go that way. Let's go try a different path. Again, we're still just looking for that 1 heart to be able to finish everything here. So we're just going to explore a few dungeons here. Unfortunately, this is just a matter of, oh look, there's a bunch of stair rooms. Let's find our staircase that happens to correspond to things here. So, oh, there's Wizrobes. Wizrobes now are less scary, because Wizrobes are 3 hearts, not 3 hearts. Well, they are 3 hearts, 3 hits of damage, but they will, ouch, gotta be a little careful. Don't want to die. Okay, so that's, we're gonna call it one staircase D. We're gonna leave that there for now. We're gonna come up here and try to see if we can get things there. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the time is whatever the heck time it is. And with that discovery, we are now able to go and complete the game because we have all the red stuff that we need. So strap yourselves in because now it's time to fly. And we should not be walking up there because I was getting confused about what room I was in. So we're just going to make our way over really quickly. We'll use our silver arrows. Silver arrows are just as strong as our magical sword. So nice and easy, quick kills there. They do cost a single rupee for every single one that you decide to use. So again, typically when you're doing a speed run, you might have to be a little bit concerned about your money, but you know, with the fact that we have plenty of rupees here, that won't be an issue. And again, here we're just about to wrap this up. Getting up here towards the very end, we enter that patch room, which the door did not open, but now that we have the Triforce of Power, that will open. And assuming that this is not a vertical shoot room, thank you, game, for not cursing me there, we are now able to save Ganon and return Chaos to Hyrule. And just want to take a minute just to thank everyone for putting this on. Thank you to the team behind the Skip the Stigma here with the Speedrun Hall of Fame. It's been a blast to be able to be involved here to help this out. This is, you know, NAMI is one that has been really close to my heart. We've had a number of members of our community who have, you know, this has been a charity that's really meant a lot to them. You know, I've got personal reasons I'm not going to talk about here on stream that this is another charity that's also really, you know, dear to me as well. So I want to thank the whole crew here for giving, you know, me the chance to help run this here. Hopefully we were able to make this entertaining for you all and hang around because there are a lot of really exciting runs coming up here soon. So again, thank you so much,
Fred, for your contributions, not only to the event, but obviously to this wonderful community that you've talked about and propped up so much throughout your playthrough here today. And it was an excellent time. Thank you very, very much for spending some time with us this weekend on this wonderful event that we've been working on here.
And thank you so much for being here, and thank you for joining me on for the host on this run. You've been phenomenal to work with, and looking forward to hearing more of you as the night continues.
Thank you very much again, Fred. We are going to take a couple of moments here to switch on over to our next runner here. Let's all wish Fred again a very wonderful and positive experience here, and going to get a few things prepared here, and I have a few things to talk about while we're getting ready for our next runner.